All right, this is Christina Vogel. I'm running for Erie County Executive, and I am just here having some conversations in the community. And so I am joined today with one of my favorite people, John Blose. Hi, John.
Hello, how are you?
Good.
Good.
So, I've only been here for 12 years. You've been here your whole life. So give me your perspective on how Erie County has changed, what you think of the political situation, and what Erie County needs.
Stumped me right off the bat.
Did I?
Yeah. I didn't know we were going to have a political conversation. I screwed the whole thing up.
You're
already,
fine.
didn't I?
No, you're.
We can cut that too if you want.
What's
This
that?
is not going to be like a whole long thing. They're going to split it up, so don't worry.
Well, like all my experiences in local government.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I really didn't have much interaction with the county other than when I worked with Rick Shanker back in the day when he was county executive, implementing the 911 system, and that took forever to do. But yeah, most of my experience is in local government.
But you've lived here your whole life.
Yeah, but I didn't really need the services of the county government. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I do know that I feel like I paid too much taxes to county government. And one time back when I was married, me and my wife sat down and we put together our paychecks and we added it all up, and we were paying $32,000 a year, state, local, federal.
Property.
County, yeah, property tax. And it was like, that's a lot for a family of three.
Yeah. That doesn't get much out of it.
Not really, no. School tax, but
Yeah. So, but okay. So then so Erie County. I mean, not so much as government. I mean, kind of what do you see in terms of changes in Erie County? For me as a small business owner, I feel that it is a tough time to try to survive. And what do you think that's attributable to over your working career?
well, I've seen a lot come and go over my working career. I mean, I remember when I was a little kid, the Cyrus Erie was here. They used to build the big excavating machines, and the whole 12th Street corridor out front here was just nothing but businesses from end to end, and that's all gone. And I really don't know. I think it's a combination of poor leadership from time to time over the years. I know that I think we missed a huge opportunity with like the casino. The casino sitting out in Summit Township. People come down the interstate, get off there, go gamble, spend their money, and then they turn around and get right back on the interstate. There was a plan to put it down on the Bayfront.
Mm-hmm.
I think some political things, some poor political leadership there got that all combobulated, and it ended up where it is. But we don't reach out to try and get those types of businesses here. Now, I know a couple of the municipalities do. I think Harbor Creek's doing some things. They've attracted some business.
Yeah, some great businesses
yeah,
actually.
Yeah, some. What's the one up? There's a winery.
Yeah, it's a brewery that's coming.
Brewery or a distillery?
Distillery, yeah.
From Canada.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I think those are things that maybe the economic development department of the county should pursue more. I mean, you never hear of that happening, and we seem to always miss it. I remember we were told back when they they were talking about extending the airport runway, but I think 911 made it necessary, 9/11 made it necessary to actually have the extra runway footage. But there was talk to try and attract FedEx as a hub here. Those things all just seem to fall through, and I think having a qualified team of people working on that would be something to be important.
Yeah.
Different businesses here.
Why do you think there's so much success in Harbor Creek compared to some of the other ones? Because I do think that they are continuously kind of leading the way, I would say.
Well, I think they've got the area to grow
Sure.
without having to redevelop things, and I think that puts a higher cost on it when you have to redevelop old buildings and repurpose things. But and they have the infrastructure. To their credit, they've put the infrastructure in place and spent the money to get it. I just found today, making a delivery on my part-time job, that a whole new like subdivision going in off. Oh, I didn't even know it was there.
Yes, I
Yeah,
saw it.
and
The Township
I think-
Road?
Yeah, on
Yeah.
Elsie, I think. Yeah, and Molino's building that, and that's
Mm-hmm.
great. I was like, wow, this is exciting. And then you got the one out by Walmart too.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually sat on the Harbor Creek Sewer Authority for like 15 years, and one of the things that we did when we restructured or rerouted the sewers, because a lot of our sewers ended up in one spot, one pump station, and it was an issue with overflows with the city. So we worked with the other two municipalities to get more capacity to move it through Lawrence Park, gravity-wise, not having to be pumped and into the city. So they're always looking to do that. It's their leadership, out
Yeah.
there shaking the trees.
Well, I mean, and someone that lives in Fairview, but I'm in Harbor Creek all the time. I mean, our downtown, if you can call it that, is basically two streets, right?
Yep.
We have a lot of people that want to live in Fairview because of the schools, but there aren't a lot of businesses down there at all. In Harbor Creek, it's, people talk about it all the time about being the next Peach Street.
Yeah,
Buffalo
I
Road.
think, but they've worked hard to try and keep that growth slow and
Managed,
They want,
yeah.
they want it, and they also want to maintain the agriculture part of it too, which I think is important. One thing about Fairview, I remember when it was the borough and the township. They're two separate government entities, and the borough had a police department.
Really?
One-man police department, and there was, of course, the state police took care of Fairview Township, but I can't remember when they merged, and I'm not sure why they merged, but it was a while ago. But I think Fairview is like more residential development nowadays.
Right, yeah. Okay, so you're a Republican and I'm a Democrat. And you know the division that's happening across the nation and the state. But, I mean, we have great conversations. So how do we make that happen across the county, do you think?
Well, I think everybody has to step up to the plate. I mean, me and you have been reasonable with each other. I mean, there's things I've said that you probably disagree with, and there's things that I think the key to that is you just don't fight about it. You go, okay, I'm going to respect how you feel about that. These conversations aren't life and death. They're,
Right.
They're ideology, and we've talked about that before, just about a mutual person the other night. I won't mention their name, but, why can't me and you be friends? I'm
Right.
sitting here alone. You're sitting here alone. We just don't agree ideology-wise, but we can certainly share each other's ideas and learn from each other. And I think that's going to take everybody to step up to the plate and have that attitude. But I think those of us that lead in the community, if we show that and show that we're able to work together to the end days. I remember back when one of my political heroes is Ronald Reagan.
I know.
And him and Tip O'Neill, polar opposites, were best friends. They would get together and talk, and they never really agreed on anything, but they were able to do things to move the country forward. Again, that's an apple to an orange. The federal government, we were fighting a Cold War then, and Reagan was trying to win it. And I think O'Neill knew we had to win it, but on the local level, I just don't. I always found when I was in government, I didn't find a lot of polarizing politics at the local level. I think people were more tolerant and amongst the elected people,
Yeah.
But you go out into the public and go to a bar or something like that, it's it's right down the center. But I think we just provide the leadership, though, to answer your question, to do that.
Yeah. I mean, I talk to people from one side of the county to the other on doors, Democrat, Independent, Republican, and by and large, people want the same things. And so the fact that we have two different ways of looking at the world shouldn't change the fact that we all ultimately want Erie County to succeed and the people in Erie County to succeed. Right. And I think that sometimes gets lost over my way's right and your way is wrong, and so, yeah.
I found that when I was involved in government and politics more than I am now, but I found that same thing at doors. Excuse me. A lot of people really wanted, like, well, what do you stand for? I'm a Democrat. Why are you here? Because, well, if I'm elected, I'm going to work for every person, not
Right,
just
exactly.
the Republicans, not just the Democrats, but every person, even the people that don't vote, even the people that aren't registered or don't have the time. That's what you do when you're in government. And I think that if all our leaders kept that in mind, I think we would. I also had the people who didn't want to talk to me.
Yeah,
So you're a
sure.
Republican, I don't want to talk to you. And I'm sure you've ran into
I
that
have
too.
a small group. Yeah. But most people that's not true. There are some for sure, but that is a small piece of it.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I thank you so much for talking to me. I mean,
Sure.
I always enjoy talking to you. So, I just can't tell you how much I appreciate it. Okay. Well, thank you so much. This is Christina Vogel, and I am running for county executive, and I'd appreciate your vote on November 4th.